Hey, what's going on? This is Andre from AndreSanders.net. Self-education increases your worth. It's really interesting when I've paid attention to a lot of the motivational speakers I've been listening to over the last few years. They have really been a great example of this as far as really being valuable to the marketplace because of what they've done to educate themselves. And it's not always just about just going to the school. Not saying that's not important, because Jim Rohn said it best. Formal education can make you a living, but self-education can make you a fortune. And just going down the line, some of the speakers that I've listened to over the last few years, like Les Brown's, Zig Ziglar's, Jim Rohn's, Tony Robbins, Eric Thomas's, just going down the list. They really all have, again, like I just mentioned, been an example as far as increasing their, really their value by the self-education, really by who they listen to, seminars they've attended, going and actually practicing some of those principles that they learn. Obviously from listening to those audios, maybe reading those books, going to those seminars, and again, I could just mention taking the action, and then this over time, this increasing their value. And this is really interesting because even if you're even starting off as well, let's say if you're starting off in business in general, this is always seems to be the case. Where let's say if you're always going to start off small regardless, but when you decide just to continue just to go to those seminars to increase, go into some of the trainings, and again, still taking action, you're going to just over time, just increase your value, your self-worth. And like I said, I've noticed this so many times over the last few years. Also in the home-based business profession, big time, because that's why you see maybe so many people following certain people as well, always going back to maybe certain people, maybe referring to them, or conference calls, or whatever, because of this increasing the value, this choosing to just go and make themselves, again, like I keep on saying, more valuable. And I've noticed this also too in a couple books I've read as well. The Magic of Thinking Big. David Schwartz brings up a good example of this. Napoleon Hill mentioned it several times as far as going the extra mile in some of his books as well. Maybe like going, especially to the job market. As far as just making, if you're an employee, making yourself valuable, even if it's not for that employer, it could be for another employer down the road, because you decide this to make yourself more valuable. Like I said, going the extra mile, continue to render useful service, little things like that, and then you surround yourself with the right people that help you get you to where you want to go, help you elevate your game as well. That's also just increasing your own self-worth. So something that's taken to be mindful of too, if you really want to strive for greatness in your journey of life, because so many examples of this being done, and it's continuing to be done really to the end of time. Only you can choose to choose to be open to it. So just wanted to leave you with that thought, and if you got value for what was shared here, I'd love to read your comments below or like and share this video. And with that being said, I will see you in the next video.